Welcome back, trainers. So we're going to be going over how we can possibly help you get a shiny Sneasel. Now, this was released alongside of the Team Rocket event, as well as Zubat, Ekans, and Coughing as well. Those are all going to be pretty nice shinies, but personally, the Sneasel is going to be quite amazing, bright pink, and when you do evolve it into Weavile, it does have that kind of bright red and yellow color, which looks pretty amazing. So earlier, Scarlett did ask me, which lure should I drop? And this is when we're eating somewhere. This is not the specific area. And I told her to go ahead and drop that Glacial lure because we have the opportunity of a Sneasel coming out. And so she did, and a Sneasel popped up. And it got me thinking, maybe we should go somewhere, drop several of these Glacial lures, and see if we can have multiple pop up and maybe get ourselves a shiny. But before we go any further, we're going to take a look at something that the Silph did make here. And it's going to consist of all the Pokemon that will be spawning off of those specific type of lures here. And also a bit of a mix of, depending on your biome, as well as the events that are taking place. Now, currently we do have Coughing and Ekans, and a lot of the Coughings were spawning off of these Glacial lures. So you may want to wait until this event is over to give it a test. But then again, after this event, we may just have another one in which those specific Pokemon will be spawning off of it. So for the Glacial lure, we have Seel, Shelter, Magikarp, Swinub, Sneasel, the one we're looking for, Wailmer, Feebas, and we did find two shinies. As a matter of fact, we found the Weavile and a Feebas. And then we have Snorunt, Spheal, Clamperl, Piplup, Finneon, and Snovert. So as you can tell, this is a pretty good lineup for a shiny opportunity here. Let's see, the only thing that cannot be shiny on this list is going to be Piplup, Spheal, and Finneon, well, as well as Snovert too, but for the most part, everything else can be shiny, and we did find those, as a matter of fact. Now, you have to take into the consideration the RNG, which is, you have to have it on your side. You have to have that random number pop up for you and that specific Pokemon in which you're going to get a shiny. It's not going to be like, oh, go out there, drop a Glacial lure or two around a few stops, and then tap on a few Sneasel, and if you don't get the shiny, you're like, oh, this doesn't work. I mean, this is basically me trying to explain to you how you could possibly find more Sneasel. And we're going to take a look at some footage of her actual Sneasel here. This is incredible. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit salty. I didn't find one shiny during this event, and she found tons. And I'm just like, come on, where's my shiny? I hatched a Feebas, and then I caught a Feebas too off of these Glacial lures, guys. Like, I'm happy for her. It's just like, man, that's some crazy good luck. Anyways, so Pachirisu, very nice, right off the lure there. But anyways, it was a good time. Well, I was just really wanting a shiny, to be honest with you. But yeah, so this is our spot. This is our little tri-stop here. Taking it back in the day, this is where I used to light these up all the time before the raids. And I would just put on a lucky egg and then just do mass evolves while I push my gacha here. So this did cost quite a bit of money, guys. $18, because $2 a piece for each Glacial lure. They're not in any bundles, so take that into consideration. Now let's go ahead and look at her shiny. So she did catch another shiny Coughing today. Go Plus it, I do believe. And those other, the Ekans, and then she has the evolved Wheezing. And then this Sneasel. Look, can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. That's quite amazing. Congratulations. It looks so good. So maybe I can go out there and give this a shot again. I don't know if I really want to do this again. Maybe one round, 30 minutes, but for 90 minutes at 3 of these stops here, that's $18. And since they're not in any bundles, I don't know if it's really worth it. Yes, you have the opportunity of buying buying shinies pretty much, but finding shinies. But is it really worth it? You're better off maybe just doing a couple of raids. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these as a nest in your area, then I would highly recommend just going there and checking that out. But the Sneasels were popping up. I would say we ran into lighting 3 of these up and going for 3 rounds equaling 90 minutes. I would say somewhere between 6 or so. That's not so great, but also maybe the Coughings were overtaking the event. And hopefully maybe we can try again and get more. Also, if you do have snowy weather, that might even help you out a little bit more to help them spawn off of these. Another way is to possibly hatch it out of a 5-kilometer egg, because we do currently have this Team Go Rocket event, in which you're going to be hatching these specific Pokemon out of 2 and 5 kilometer eggs. So they can all be shiny, which is pretty nice here. I still need the Zubat. Of course I need the Zubat. I mean, it just came out. That's the one she needs as well. I really want that one. Honestly, that's probably the one I want the most. Don't care too much about Ekans or Coughing. That would be nice. You know, I'll be happy if I get those. Sneasel, definitely want that. But the Zubat, I want that the most, to be honest with you. It is also another pink one when you fully evolve it into Crobat. I don't go figure all this pink, Pokemon. Anyways, so another option here for these Glacial lures. So you're like, I'm not paying, all this money to drop these, which I wouldn't argue with you there. They're kind of expensive. Niantic, if you're watching this, can we get these in a bundle or something? Because $2 a piece? It's a little ridiculous, to be honest. Frankly, I appreciate everything that they're doing lately, but that's a little steep. But what you can do is possibly, if you're with some friends, each of you buy one of them, I suppose. And if you're within the radius of all those stops and you can see the spawns, then maybe one of you just drop one on each, and then you're kind of just splitting the cost there and having more opportunities for these Sneasels to pop up. If you're like eating somewhere, waiting around, whatever you have to do, maybe you just want to go out and grind and hang out at these Pokestops. That's what we did. It's been a while since I've done this, just going to some Pokestops, lining them up, and just hanging out. Felt nice instead of just, continuously like looking around. You just relax, turn off your Gacha, turn off your Go Plus, and just catch everything. So maybe you want to try that out as well. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at my findings off of 90 minutes of these lures. Glacial. So also take note that I did delete, I'd say, the first 20 to 30 minutes of them, and then I started stockpiling them so I can showcase it. I just was thinking, okay, well, I want to make a video about this. I better keep a lot of these Pokemon so they can just see a quick rundown instead of going to every catch screen here. So another thing to also take note of is with the current Team Rocket spawning on Pokestops, you may even have the opportunity to run into them, because for the whole 90 minutes that we're there, we encountered 2 grunts and we didn't have to move. They just spawned on those specific Pokestops there. So we do have this 1477 Porygon, which did spawn off that. It's not great. I did do a mirror trade with Scarlet, so I kind of want to keep it, just test it out in the Great League. The IVs are horrible for that, but who knows, just weird experiments. All right, so moving up, starting at, let's say, the 937 Coughing, and then moving up here. Or actually, maybe the Porygon, because we only encountered 2 grunts, so that'd be the Zubat and the Rattata. And then we're going to see the Feebas. This is what I caught here, and I know a lot of you would love to have a shiny Feebas, but personally for me, guys, I do have about 5 of those. I've had about 7, and I've traded off 2 of them. I just have the good RNG for this specific shiny here. It's a nice one to have, but honestly, I wish I would have used my shiny luck on at least one of these event Pokemon, but that's not the case for me today. Moving on here, you see the Finneons like we've seen in the Silph post there, as well as the Snorunt, the Clamperl, Wishcash, which was pretty nice. It's going to be a little nice Stardust bonus, seeing that it is an evolution, and if you're a newer player, when you do catch Pokemon in the evolved stages, you will be granted more Stardust for that catch, which is pretty nice. You also want to maybe give it a Pineapple, depending on what Pokemon it is, so it will yield you even more candy as well, because you will get a bonus on the candy for those evolutions too. And then the Snovert, no big deal, don't care about that. The Sneasels, yep. And we could simply just go through and see all the Sneasels, but I did transfer a few of them, so it wouldn't be an accurate number here. Another Feebas at the top. Clamperl opportunity for shiny, same with Whalmers, quite a bit of those. The Zubat did not spawn on that lure, that was right next to it. Same with the Eevees, they were kind of spawning beside us on just random spawn points. Quite a bit of Snowrunts. I still need that shiny. Funny, I live in Alaska and I still do not have a shiny Snowrunt here. And then moving up, it's going to be ending at the Spheal. So, I mean, it did get me quite a bit of Stardust. Turned on a Star Piece and just caught everything. I was doing fast catching because I didn't want to watch the animations. Just wanted to catch them and get it over with. And if you're seeing me in these clips kind of fast catching and then tapping and it says error, I'm just getting rid of that Pokemon and making sure I caught it, because when you do fast catch, you have the possibility of them not actually staying in the ball. So I just want to double check there. But this is the payload, guys. This is what we received here. I mean, we got a shiny off of it. Was it worth the price? It was worth the experience and the experiment. Absolutely. It was a good time. Would I do it again? Like I said before, probably not for that duration. I would maybe go for just one round. I would light them all up, $2 a piece. Yeah, it's a bit steep, but it's still giving you many opportunities to maybe get a decent shiny here, as well as just sitting put and continuously getting items from those Pokestops as well when you are spinning. So it does have its ups and does have its downs. But honestly, with the current sell boxes and sell boxes that we just keep on getting with all of these raid passes, you're better off probably just maybe purchasing one of those and simply going out and looking for Sneasel raids, because, I mean, think about it. $2 a piece for a Glacial lure, 30 minutes, you may get 1 or 2 Sneasels out of that, which $2 is good compensation for those other raids that you could have been doing, I suppose, as well as other shiny possibilities. But there is that RNG. You're not guaranteed a shiny. You're also not guaranteed a shiny from a raid. But when you do buy one of these boxes, 14 bucks, I mean, that's, you know, if you're going to go for one round, $2, sure. But if you're thinking about dropping multiple Glacial lures, you're better off maybe just purchasing the Ultra Box, using all of those premium passes on Sneasel raids. Simple as that. But this way it's going to be a little bit easier possibly, because you're not going to have to go and seek them out if you don't live somewhere with an abundance of gyms. So you can just simply spin your game around and see a ton of raids and going on. That's something that's not for me. Like, if I go downtown, possibly, but there doesn't guarantee me an opportunity for a Sneasel. Anyways, you get what I'm saying here. The Glacial lures, a little bit steep, but the payout could be very nice. You could get that shiny. If you're with a group of people, this is something you probably want to do. And one last thing about the Glacial lure, if you are in range and you do have an Eevee, and you can spin that specific Pokestop that has that Glacial lure on it, you will be able to evolve your Eevee into Glaceon. So here we go. This is actually the shiny form here, and this is the regular form. So the shiny form is a little bit lighter. And with that said, trainers, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And I also want to know all of your results of possibly dropping Glacial lures. If you've already tested this out, if you plan to test this out, and if you did test it, let me know what happened below. If you were able to have those Sneasels pop up, or if you're even the lucky person to get that shiny Sneasel, let me know. I want to see what you guys have to say. And thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.